Alright, g'day. Just a bit of help a couple of people have asked about exercise 1.4 question 12. Now the question says solve these families of inequalities by writing x in terms of a. All that really means is you're going to have an inequality. They want to make x the subject, so you've got x is greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, or whichever the symbol is, another expression, and that other expression is going to include an a term. Let's have a look at the first one here, part A. I want to get the x on its own. The thing that's got the least to do with it is that minus 1, so I'm going to do the opposite of subtracting 1, obviously, which is to add 1. I'm going to add 1 to each side. I've now got an equivalent expression. 10x is greater than or equal to a plus 3. I don't want to know what 10x is, I want to know about just x, so the opposite of multiplying by 10 is to divide by 10, and I end up with x is greater than or equal to a plus 3 divided by 10. The second part here, part B, is a bit interesting. I'll show you the way the book recommends first, but then I'll show you my thoughts on it as well. Here obviously 2 minus x divided by a, the first thing I want to do is multiply each side by a. So I've got 2 minus x is greater than 4a. I want to make x the subject, so I'm going to subtract 2 from each side. So I'm going to have negative x is greater than 4a minus 2. Now obviously I don't want to know about negative x, I would like to know about x. So if I multiply by negative 1, remember when you're multiplying by a negative, change the direction of the sign, and I've got 2 minus 4a on the right hand side. Now that's not too bad. But what we've done in that very first step is we've multiplied by a. Now there's nothing in the question to say that a is a positive number. So what I would do is I would have two solutions. I would say this is when a is greater than 0. If a is less than 0, my working would be as follows. I'd have 2 minus x, but now I've multiplied by a negative number if a is less than 0 in the first instance, so I'd have to change that sign around and have 2 minus x is less than 4. Again, I can subtract, less than 4. A. Got to remember to write that in. Again, I'm going to subtract the 2, so I've got negative x is less than 4a minus 2. And when I multiply by a negative, this time I get x is greater than 2 minus 4a. So you've got to be careful when you're dealing with inequalities and two variables. You've got to really be careful that you consider both alternatives. I hope that helps. Cheers.